Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled himself. Chapter 1. The man behind the crown. Imagine this. You're the most powerful man on earth. Rome bows to your will. Legions await your command. The fate of nations sits in your hands. And yet, you carry a worn leather notebook. You rise before dawn not to give orders, but to write. Not speeches. Not decrees. But reminders. To stay calm. To stay humble. To stay human. This was Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. The world knew him as an emperor. History remembers him as a stoic. He didn't just lead Rome. He ruled his own mind. Chapter 2. A boy shaped by wisdom. Marcus was born in 121 AD into nobility. His father died when he was just a child. But fortune gave him a new father figure, the Emperor Hadrian. Hadrian noticed something in the boy, his seriousness, his self-discipline, his quiet fire. So he ensured Marcus received the best tutors, including Junius Rusticus, who introduced him to the teachings of Epictetus. Marcus didn't grow up spoiled. He grew up shaped by philosophy. It is not death that a man should fear, Marcus would one day write. But he should fear never beginning to live. And from his youth, he began. Chapter 3. The Weight of Power. At 39, Marcus became emperor. And almost immediately, the world fell apart. Floods, plagues, famines, wars at the empire's borders, betrayals from supposed allies, the death of children, the rise of false friends, endless political pressure. The crown was heavy, but Marcus bore it with grace. Not by pretending things were fine, but by preparing his soul. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That was his armor. Not gold. Not glory. Wisdom. Chapter 4. The Inner Citadel. Marcus wrote to himself, not for an audience. What we now call meditations was never meant to be published. They were notes. Private truths. Self-corrections. Whispers into the void. Yet they became one of the most influential books in history. Because in those pages, he asked what we still ask. How do I face hardship with dignity? How do I hold on to virtue when power tempts me? How do I keep going when life keeps hurting? Marcus didn't give speeches. He gave himself orders. And in those orders, we find clarity. Chapter 5. What Marcus taught us. 1. Accept what happens. Everything that happens is either endurable or not. If it's endurable, then endure it. If not, then stop complaining. Your end has come. 2. Live in the present. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. Be simple. Be decent. Be honest. 3. Control your response. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this. 4. Serve the common good. What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee. 5. Practice death daily. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. He was an emperor who reminded himself he was mortal. A ruler who humbled himself before nature. A leader who sought to rule his own thoughts first. Chapter 6. The Plague and the Test of Character. In the 160s AD, a terrible disease spread through the empire, later known as the Antonine Plague. It decimated armies. It crushed cities. It tore families apart. And Marcus? He did not run. He did not panic. He stayed. While others blamed the gods or turned to superstition, Marcus turned inward. He asked himself, what can I do today that is just? What must I endure without complaint? How do I serve, not suffer? If you are distressed by anything external, he reminded himself, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. He buried children. He buried friends. He faced death every day. And every day, he chose to live with virtue. Chapter 7. The Betrayal of a Friend. Marcus had adopted a man named Avidius Cassius, a respected general, a trusted ally. Cassius was strong, popular, successful. And then, he rebelled. Declared himself emperor. Marched to take the throne. It was the ultimate betrayal. Marcus didn't respond with rage. He didn't call for blood. He reflected. The best revenge, he wrote, is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. He mourned the man Cassius used to be. He forgave him in his heart before the sword struck. He understood, vengeance doesn't heal. Only wisdom does. Chapter 8. How Marcus would live today. Imagine Marcus Aurelius now. You wouldn't find him shouting on social media, or chasing trends, or judging others for being lost. You'd find him waking early, writing quietly, serving where he could, declining what he didn't need, helping without noise, loving without fear. He would walk through anxiety, not around it. He would scroll less and think more. He would act with intention, not impulse. He would say, "You are afraid of dying, but you should be more afraid of never beginning to live." Chapter 9. The most powerful thing. Marcus ruled millions, commanded armies, changed laws. But he knew, the most powerful thing in the world isn't empire. It isn't fear. It isn't fame. It is a calm mind. A mind that can see clearly, choose wisely, act rightly, let go quickly. He said, your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought. Hold chaos, become chaos. Hold peace, become peace. This was his discipline, his practice, his daily war, and his quiet triumph. Chapter 10. The final years. As his health failed, Marcus wrote even more. He didn't spend his final years chasing pleasure or escaping pain. He spent them preparing to let go, preparing to die well. Because to the Stoic, death is not the end. It is the last test of character. Death smiles at us all. He wrote, but all a man can do is smile back. He didn't beg for more time. He used the time he had. He didn't try to be remembered. He tried to be good. And in doing so, he became unforgettable. Chapter 11. What Marcus left us. Marcus Aurelius didn't want fame. He wanted peace. He didn't want to impress. He wanted to improve. He didn't see life as a stage. He saw it as a classroom, and every hardship as a lesson. His meditations aren't commandments. They're reminders. To rise. To reflect. To return to virtue. He gives us no shortcuts. Only the truth. You can't control life, but you can control how you meet it. Chapter 12. The practice of now. So what can we take from him today? Start small. Wake early. Pause before reacting. Reflect before sleeping. Help someone without needing praise. Endure without self-pity. Speak less, mean more. Remember death, not to fear it, but to feel life. Read meditations, yes, but more importantly, live them. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Marcus said, be one. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now. Chapter 13. The Emperor within you. You are not Marcus Aurelius. You do not rule Rome. You do not command legions. But you rule something far more intimate, your thoughts. And that is enough. Because the real battlefield is not in Gaul or Germania, it is in your mind. Will you react or respond? Will you complain or accept? Will you drift or direct? The Stoics did not ask us to be stone. They asked us to be strong. To feel, but not be ruled by feeling. To suffer, but never collapse. Marcus wrote to himself because he knew the enemy is within. But so is the strength. Chapter 14. Final lessons from a philosopher king. Let us gather his wisdom one last time. 1. Don't seek praise. Ambition means tying your well-being to what other people say or do. Sanity means tying it to your own actions. 2. Love your fate. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs. 3. Live for the common good. What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee. 4. Return to simplicity. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself. 5. Practice every day. Waste no more time. He wasn't trying to be admired. He was trying to be good. He didn't ask the world to change. He changed himself. Chapter 15. Closing the journal. One day, Marcus closed his journal for the last time. He had written thousands of words, not to us, but to himself. Yet those words echo through centuries. In every line, a challenge. Will you live your values? Will you endure with grace? Will you face the end with peace? He wasn't perfect. He struggled. He doubted. He fell short. But he returned, again and again, to the discipline of a free mind. That is Stoicism. Not to be unshaken, but to return to calm. Not to be fearless, but to face fear with reason. Not to avoid pain, but to suffer it well. Final chapter, the legacy of stillness. The world changes. Rulers rise and fall. Empires crumble. But one empire lasts, the one you build within. Marcus Aurelius left no empire that endured. But his thoughts endure. His courage endures. His serenity endures. Because when we read him, we are reminded. The only true wealth is character. The only lasting power is virtue. The only real success is peace of mind. You do not need to be an emperor to live like one. You only need to rule yourself. And when you do, quietly, steadily, you become what Marcus became. Not a man above others, but a man above himself. This is your power. This is your path. This is your life.